We have to begin the readout tonight with something much darker. And I should warn you, it's really disturbing to watch. This is newly released video evidence from the Capitol insurrection showing a police officer being dragged into the raging MAGA mob as they engage in literal hand-to-hand combat. It's among several new videos from January 6th released by the government today at the request of NBC News and other outlets. They include videos like this one, in which you can hear a member of the mob tell police that, quote, "You're going to die tonight."
We're the ones right now. You're going to die tonight.
Needless to say, this is a fresh reminder of why the Select Committee on January 6th has got to get to the bottom of what motivated that unprecedented attack on American democracy. And now the chairman of that committee says that the probe is officially getting underway. Congressman Benny Thompson told MSNBC today that the committee's first hearing will be held this month on July 21st or 22nd. But after having appointed 8 members to that committee more than a week ago, including Republican Liz Cheney, Speaker Nancy Pelosi is still waiting on House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy to propose 5 more Republicans to fill the remaining slots. And the clock is ticking. As Chairman Thompson said today, his committee is moving forward with or without McCarthy's input.
Is that hearing happening whether there are McCarthy-selected Republicans on that panel or not?
Oh, absolutely. We'd hope that Kevin McCarthy gives us his 5 recommendations so we can fully populate the committee. But if he chooses not to, we will still do our work.
For his part, however, Kevin is now whining that the Select Committee is unfair. Here's crybaby Kevin last night.
This is the least bipartisan committee you can find. Think about the structure. It's not an equal number of Republicans or Democrats. She appointed Adam Schiff and Raskin. This is a impeachment committee. Only Democrats have subpoena power.
Okay, did you catch that? McCarthy is throwing a little temper tantrum over a problem that's entirely of his own creation. The only reason the Select Committee was even necessary is because he and his party rejected a bipartisan commission to carry out this exact same investigation. If McCarthy really wanted an even split of Republicans and Democrats, he would have supported the commission that would have given each party equal representation. And if he really wanted subpoena power, he would have supported the commission that shared that power among members of both parties. In fact, McCarthy negotiated the terms of that commission through his hand-picked emissary, John Katko of New York. And even then, he still whipped the Republican House vote against it. So here we are. In other words, in this late stage of the game, McCarthy needs to either put up or shut up. Joining me now is Congresswoman Madeleine Dean of Pennsylvania. She was an impeachment manager earlier this year. And Congresswoman, it is amazing to me, the chutzpah of Kevin McCarthy complaining that he didn't get the commission he negotiated and then rejected. Your thoughts?
I agree with you completely. But what we have to remember is that Mr. McCarthy, like his counterpart in the Senate, Mr. McConnell, has lost all credibility. They have both spoken out of both sides of their mouth, but more important than their fake words and their whining and complaining like school children is their actions. You set it up exactly right. This was 6 months ago. Look at that video. It's disturbing to me every time I see any portion of it. The disrespect for our police, for our Capitol Police. You would have thought that these Republican leaders would have said, we have to urgently get to the bottom of this. We have to fully understand the facts and circumstances that led to an insurrection where people died, where Capitol Police saved their very life, my very life, journalists and staff lives. So Mr. McCarthy just simply has no credibility. I have every confidence that Chairman Benny Thompson and this terrific, already partly populated Select Committee will do the work that needs to be done. Too bad it wasn't the independent commission. We still have the opportunity to do that if these leaders would stand up and actually lead. But in the meantime, our Select Committee will move forward with really talented investigators, frankly, and legislators who want to make sure this never happens again.
You know, and I can sort of see, you know, Republicans are very good at showmanship. They're not very good at governing and like their jobs, but they're good at showmanship. And if he decides to have like 6 empty seats on one side of the commission, I mean, the reality is the commission will still be bipartisan because Liz Cheney is there. She's a Republican. If he chooses to fill the seat, there'll only be one more Democrat than Republicans because Speaker Pelosi actually gave up 1 seat that could have been a Democrat to give it to Liz Cheney. I wonder if you think that the argument of partisan or bipartisanship is moot because of that.
I think it is, and because, again, of their actions. This is Mr. McCarthy who deputized Representative Katko to set up and negotiate with Benny Thompson, the independent commission. And you couldn't have had a more independent commission. It was going to be equally populated by both parties, equal subpoena power. Everything was set in place. And then Mr. McCarthy pulled the rug out from under that negotiation and that agreement. I also want to talk about the timing. Here we are when there is an urgent need to fund the Capitol Police. As Senator Leahy has warned, by August, they will not be able to pay salaries. We had a short, brief commission by General Honore who gave important recommendations. And we in the House passed a $1.9 trillion supplemental to support the Capitol Police who saved our lives. And what has the Senate done? Has sat on it. As I was literally preparing for this conversation with you, I see that Senator Shelby just in the last hour has said, as the fencing is coming down, yes, we better come up with supplemental support for Capitol Police and the National Guard. Did it have to take fences coming down to say maybe we need to fund our Capitol Police who saved our lives?
It sounds as if they are defunding the police. They're refusing. There you can see the fences coming down. Do you feel safe in the Capitol in this moment, given the fact that you still have insurrectionists who are on trial in which the judges are saying they can't be released because they could still be subject to Donald Trump's influence? You know, that he's still a danger because he's still out there talking. With those fences coming down and the Capitol Police not fully funded and having manpower shortages, is the Capitol safe right now?
I think it is less safe. And I have to tell you, I take this personally because these Capitol Police saved my life. They protected me when I was an impeachment manager with such loyalty and devotion and selflessness. You're absolutely right. The false notion that Democrats somehow want to defund the police, you have nothing more to look to than House and Senate Republicans. It was we who got the money for state and local police in the American Rescue Plan. Not a single Republican supported the police, our municipalities, our local governments. Yeah. They are the defunders of police. They are the ones who voted not to offer. 21 Republicans voted not to offer gold medal recognition to the Capitol Police for January the 6th. They are the party of defund the police. They are the party of actually disrespect the police. So Mr. McCarthy and Mr. McConnell, it's time they stepped up or they stepped aside.